think we need to re-fucking wind. There's been so much going on, so much happening. People don't even know who the fuck we are. I think we need to like take a step back. What do you think?
I need like a power nap just thinking about it.
I know. It's been so exhausting and like time consuming, but I've loved every moment of it. And there's just been a lot going on. And I think we need to, you know, really explain who we are and what we're doing and why.
I know. I mean, I feel like people should have got the gist by now, but we want to bring on all our favorite influencers and reality TV stars and interview them.
Yeah. I mean, that's an obvious point, but we are best friends.
That's true. People have asked me in the DMs, like, how do you guys know each other?
Yeah. Who are you? How do you know each other? We're best friends from Canada. We moved to Texas. I moved a year ago. You moved a little bit before that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've always wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah. We met when we were like 13.
Yeah.
I think we just were destined to be best friends.
We were. We always hung out in high school. We were the little rebels at recess.
It's true.
Yeah.
And then I think what kept us so close is we always had separate friend groups for the most part. Mm-hmm. So we could like confide in each other without being like a part of each other's drama.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So that's helped out. And then whatever, every friend group that we've mutually been a part of has been like, meh. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Sorry, I keep getting Amber alerts.
For what?
9-year-old Jennifer.
That's horrible.
Suspect is a 60-year-old white female grandmother.
Grandmother?
Whenever it's a family member, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, it seems like a family matter.
Family matter.
Anyway.
That's horrible. We get a lot of them here.
A lot of Amber alerts, yeah.
One day I got like 4 in a row.
But for the same person?
No.
Oh, shit.
It was bad.
That's
and then you go to like Costco Sam's Club, and they have a wall of like Amber Alert stuff.
Really?
I'm going to point it out to you next time we're there.
Okay.
I was shocked. Anyway, it's sad.
We got off topic here.
We got way off topic. I think that's the whole point of this Bestie Breakdown, though. We need to introduce a Bestie Breakdown because that's what this is.
Yeah. Just be a fly on the wall while Chris and I chat about all the, like, it's basically like what we would talk about on a phone call.
Yeah.
Which we literally have every day.
So we have phone calls every day, probably minimum an hour long. I'm not joking when I say an hour long. Yeah, that's a minimum.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think we wanted to do this, you know, for our audience and for our guests too, just to see who we are, where we're coming from and why we're doing this. And, you know, to get a snippet of into our life. I was telling the lady who I did my facial at today, she was, I don't know if I can say anything, by the way, because I signed an NDA when I went there. So
with
I'm not
of the place
with my place. So I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not.
Very bougie, a spa with an NDA.
It's bougie. By the way, you need to go. I'm bringing you.
Okay.
Get a reservation.
I messaged them about an appointment and then never heard back.
Really?
Yeah.
Come with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywho, I was telling her today, well, I was telling her a lot. I was telling her my whole life story. Actually, we were talking about dating for a lot of the time. And okay. I was just saying how it's very hard dating. We're both Aquarius too, which is kind of cool. So we both sort of think the same way about men and like the dating scene and like, yeah. So I don't know. It was interesting.
How old is she ish?
I think she's around my age.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of similar paths of life.
Right.
Kind of, not really. I don't know. I mean, she's straight, I'm gay. So maybe not.
A different dating pool for sure.
Yeah, different dating pool, definitely. But you know what she was asking me today, which I also think would be really good for you to give advice on, is dating. Now, I know you're obviously married, but you've always told me, you know, if you were single, what you would do today. What would you do today? Like if you moved to a new city, you were single, what would you do? Because I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Well, I honestly don't think people take dating seriously enough. And if you're very cavalier about it, like I just feel like you're not going to meet the right person. So obviously easier said than done. I got married really young and was never, you know, big into the dating scene and, you know, got locked down before the apps and all that. But
don't talk. The apps are absolutely horrible.
I feel like it's hard to meet someone of quality on the app. I would imagine it just is. And there's so much competition. And there's something to be said for meeting people in person. So I think if I moved to a new city and I was single and I didn't have kids and everything, I would try and go to, you know, places where I think that someone that would match my lifestyle would be hanging out. So let's say a really nice hotel, very high-end places, like go to a really high-end restaurant and go to the bar by yourself. Yeah, I think that's that would be my approach to trying to meet someone, like authentically, organically, in person, you know, in the places that, you know, I get it that might sound a little gold diggery, but like if that's like what you actually do, then that would be a great place to meet somebody. I know this girl on Reddit was saying that she used to hang out in the lounge of the airport.
Ooh.
In her town. Yeah, I guess, I don't know if you were just allowed to go to the lounge without a ticket. Like, I'm not sure exactly like how it all worked out, but she would hang out in the airport lounge of her building, maybe the Amex lounge or whatever, and then she would meet a ton of people who lived in her city but that travel for work.
That's cool.
So I was like, that's smart. She's like, I would just go work remotely there for the day and like,
oh shit,
meet
that's
people,
really smart.
Go up to the bar, because in the lounges, like, there's free alcohol, free food. So if you could get access to a lounge, that would be a great place to work remotely for the day. Hang out, read a book, whatever, meet somebody.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great idea. Speaking of flying, I read this article, it was like a week ago, about Netflix and their private jets. Apparently they have a couple private jets.
Yeah.
And I mean, not shocker. we asked Chris Sapphire about the whole flight situation, and he was still not flying first class at the beginning, but I guess now they upped his game. But he soon needs to get on their private jet because I would like to see it. Anyway, they just posted an article saying that there was a position open for these private jets.
Oh, yes. I saw that. The flight attendant. It gets like $1 million or something, $3 million or something.
No, are you kidding? If it was that,
I'm pretty sure it said that.
No, it was $385K for the year, which is crazy. For being a flight attendant. I want to do that. Sign me up, Netflix. Hello. But that's wild. I wonder what they have to do and how do I apply?
Jeez.
$385K to be a flight attendant. Plus you get to fly around the world. That'd be sick. For free.
I feel like you would get vertigo.
Really?
Yeah.
You're flying that much?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they are flying a lot. It's a private jet.
I feel like it's like fun for a little while. Like even I say this about work. Anyone who's never had the opportunity to travel before is really excited about work travel in the beginning. Yeah. But after a while, it's so draining. Like people really take for granted like their routine and like the time zone and all of that kind of stuff. Like it's always fun for a little while and then it's like, over it.
Yeah, that is true.
Sorry, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but like I would not want that job. I would not want to be doing that.
You know what I had done? And my back feels really weird right now. I had laser hair removal, and my back feels like it's so slippery and just very cold. Like I can't feel a soul on my back right now. And then when I get out of the shower, I get the chills because it's like
there's no hair.
There's no hair, and it's like the lasers went into my body, so I guess all the pores are open.
You know, I heard the Kardashians saying, you know, they have all done laser like everywhere. And then I guess when like that became unpopular, which I don't know when it became unpopular, but to them, they started taking hair pills to make it grow back. And I'm like, I cannot imagine going. I mean, for them, the money doesn't matter, but just to go through the process of all the sessions, some places hurt. And then just to take a couple pills to grow it all back. I'm like, why?
That's crazy. I wonder how they would control like where the hair grew if they're just taking a pill.
Right. Well, I think it grows back in the same places that you had it lasered off.
Why do they have a pill that says like ball hair?
No, I don't think that's how it works.
By the way, I do not get my balls lasered. That would really fucking hurt.
Good to know.
I get my back done.
Okay, so you don't have to give us the rundown. It's okay. let's keep our first episode PG.
PG?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I found really hard? I'm turning 30, by the way, in like a couple days. And
dun, dun, dun.
Actually, it's not terrifying. A lot of people think it's scary as fuck, but I'm actually very excited for
I was just going to say, all jokes, I think 30s is going to be the best decade yet.
Yeah. I'm excited to get my 20s over with because it was a lot of me trying to figure out who the fuck I was, like coming out. That was fucking weird.
Why don't you go over that?
Coming out?
Yeah, like just like your whole finding your sexuality.
It was weird because growing up, I was a confused boy. I was like, do I like men? So I've dated what has it been? 4? I think it's 4 or 5 girls throughout my whole life. I've dated girls. And when I say dated, I mean like I was friends with them, but like they were kind of like a beard for me at the time.
Right. But did you really at the time think of them as a beard, or were you trying to like be straight?
I think I was trying to be straight at the time.
So you weren't like, I just need this cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I was trying to be straight. And the moment that really like, I think, you know, flipped that switch in my head was like when I had one of my quote unquote girlfriends over at my parents' place, and she was like, just like, let me do something for you. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was just like, let's just like take off your pants. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then my parents walked in and things were happening. And I was like, oh my God. But before that ever happened, I was like, fuck, am I even going to get hard? Like, what is happening?
Right.
I was terrified. I was like, shit, what if I don't get hard? Then she won't know. Then she will know. She will know. And I was like, fuck. Anyway, my parents popped in the house at the right time. So I guess nothing ever happened. But
right.
We broke up a couple days later.
But then, so how old were you then at that like moment in time?
That was like first year university. So whatever
like
that is.
19.
Yeah. 19, 20.
But then you didn't come out for the longest time still.
I was still like inside. I think I knew I was gay, and one of my best friends at the time, who's also gay, kind of thought I was gay. And I just didn't want to give into it. You know what really fucked me up though? I was going to university one day and I took a train. I know that's fancy. I took a train, and on the train I was on Tinder, and I was on Grindr too, but I had no profile. It was just like a blank profile.
Right.
I hate those people, by the way. Please always put a picture on your Grindr so I can see who you are. Because I've got catfished before. That's the reason. It's not pleasant when you get catfished.
Oh God.
Anyway, I was on Tinder, and I may have flicked the setting that said swipe for both men and women in your profile.
Accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, accidentally. Yeah. Okay.
At the time, I was like, it was such an accident. Anyway, my friend
found your profile.
Found my profile because he was also single at the time and was on Tinder, and he messaged me right away, and he was like, what the fuck, Chris? I see you on Tinder. And I was like, oh shit, that was totally an accident.
But why? But like, why do you think you were so hesitant to like just like, I get it. Like, not everybody wants to like scream it from the rooftops, and I don't think you should. Like, I think that we're gonna get to a point where like coming out is like
it's
obsolete.
Not a thing.
Yeah, like nobody just assumes anything.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, especially this is, you know, we're talking about 10 years ago even.
Yeah.
Things change so fast.
A lot. Things have changed so much.
Why do you think that you hit it? You know, like, why wouldn't you have just owned it to that friend who clearly would be able to relate and just be like, you know what? Yeah, like I'm exploring, or I'm gay. Like, what, you know? Yeah,
no, that's a good question. Honestly, I didn't know at the time. I was very confused. I just didn't want to say anything publicly because at the time I don't think I knew like fully.
Right.
I was at that time. I had never been with a guy at that point in time.
Right. Or a girl.
Like in that way. I had never been with anybody that way intimately. So I was just sort of winging it. And
so you never confided in anyone in like that early phase?
No.
Do you look back and wish you would have?
Yeah, I do.
Like, kind of had like a mentor, not, you know, I don't want to make it sound creepy, like a gay mentor, but like, or just somebody, you know, just to be like, you know what, like, it's okay. Just like the validation.
Right.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did when I was wasted.
No, I know, but I know, but like sooner than you did.
To be fair, you were like, I think you were the second person I told.
Right.
The second or third person, maximum third. I think you were the second though.
And what made you decide to just tell me?
Because
was it because of the date story?
No, I think I was just like, I think I'm 100% gay.
Right.
I think that's what
you decided.
Yeah. And I think it's just best that everybody knows, because I think it will be a lot better.
Right.
And people will understand why I act the way I do. And like, I think people were kind of like even my dad, for example, I would go home. My dad would always try and hook me up with some random girl, some chick that he would know, or my brother would be like, oh, this girl's so hot. Like she'd be great.
I love the voice you do whenever you're imitating your brother. Even you do this on the phone too, not even just for the pod. And you make him sound so
straight.
No, no, like I don't know. But
I mean, he is straight as fuck. But
do it. Talk like your brother.
I don't know. What do you mean? He's just like, he's just like so Indian.
Right. So they were trying to hook you up with girls, and
and I'd just be like the whole time, like, no, like not my type, not interested. The last reason I gave my dad was, Dad, I'm moving away. Like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna start a relationship and then
long distance.
Like,
right.
I don't even want to do that now. By the way, I'm not interested in long distance relationship.
But for the right guy, he will. You
Lo-
know who you are.
Long distance is like, I don't know. I can't do it. I need the intimacy.
I actually think that there's nobody better for a long distance relationship than you.
Why?
I think it's like would be the perfect situation for you.
Really?
Because I feel like you re-energize yourself by being alone.
I do love being alone.
Right. So
sure.
I think that like being able
but not all the time.
No, of course not. But I'm saying like I get it. Like those long distance relationships that are like, when you're young or you don't have money and you guys are going 6 month stretches without seeing each other is like really hard. But like if you're doing like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or what, week and week or whatever, like seeing each other twice a month, like 2 weeks out of a month, like spread out, I think is like, that's like very doable and almost to some extent ideal, because like then you have like your own time to do stuff with your friends, to be by yourself, binge your shows, and then it's like, I don't know.
It's not the worst idea ever, but I never envisioned myself in a long distance relationship. So I just I'm not planning on that at all.
That's what I envision for you.
A long distance relationship.
Like from the beginning of time, I swear to God, nothing to do with this guy. I've always pictured you in a long distance relationship. Yeah.
Why? Because are you thinking like a businessman? Like he's always away on business?
I mean, kind of, but also just I feel like that like suits your personality. Like someone being around you like 24/7, I feel like that would just like make you annoyed.
Yeah.
Even if you like them. I mean, minus me.
But I don't think it would annoy me. I just think I would need a big house to like have my own space.
See, now you're picking it apart. You're like, I don't want them far away, but I need more space so I can be away from them in the same house with them.
And I love cuddles.
Right. So you could get cuddles 2 weeks out of the month.
That's a long time.
But what if it was 1 week?
Yeah.
1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off.
But it is nice to have somebody there all the time.
I don't know.
Well, how would you feel? What if your husband was gone for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, so I've had that happen with work travel and stuff, and it's been fine. Obviously, it's different now because we have kids, so it's nice for us to like all be home doing the family thing.
I do want kids one day.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's doable for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, never say never. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just never envisioned myself.
All right, you're dodging the question. So you were saying your brother and dad tried to hook you up with people. You were moving to Dallas.
Correct.
But you waited a really long time to come out to your family.
Yeah, I did.
Why?
Just because, I mean, my brother and sister, I knew they wouldn't give two shits. They'd be totally fine with it. But my whole reasoning behind not telling anybody was just because why? Like, why do I have to tell somebody that I would love somebody who's not like, quote unquote, like a normal straight relationship or whatever? Like, why do I have to tell somebody? Why do I have to come out?
Right. But on the flip side, since they were trying to set you up with women.
Right.
Wouldn't that be a prime opportunity? Because I try to put myself in like their shoes.
Yeah.
They also don't want to like assume that you're gay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that would be probably really
hurtful
to somebody who isn't.
Who's not.
I mean,
these days I think it's a compliment.
Right. I was going to say, I wouldn't be, but you know how guys can be. So like would be offended.
Right.
You know, because also any guy who doesn't fit like the super masculine stereotype, it's like, it's probably annoying that everyone's like, oh, they must be gay.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I could see why they wouldn't want to just be like, okay, you're gay, and just assume that you are, or like declare to you that you are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I come off as that, so nobody really assumed. The only person I think that I know of who had like a little sniff of maybe it was my brother, because my mom said that one day, I think it was like 2 or 3, 4 years ago. I forget. I think it was 2. It was before I moved here. Right. My brother asked my mom, like, if I was, and she was like, got to figure that out with him. Like, right. I'm not saying shit.
Yeah.
So I think he did have a little sniff of like, maybe, but he wasn't like, there wasn't any concrete evidence of it.
But you've still never had like a sit down, like your dad knows.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
The whole world knows now.
Yeah. But
Secret's out, bitch.
But you've never had a conversation with your dad about it.
No. Everybody else I have though.
Right. Huh.
They all love it.
Is that like on the schedule?
No.
Do you want to?
No.
But would you? But would you if he wanted to?
Sure, but like I don't know how that would go.
Why not? Like why?
Like, hey, you're gay. Hey, yeah.
No.
Cool.
No, but I mean, everybody just wants, like, no matter what the situation, to hear their parents be like, you know, I'm proud of you no matter what. I love you no matter what. Like, not, you know, you get what I mean. Everybody wants to hear that.
Everybody wants to hear that. And I think that's how I felt before they knew, which is why I didn't come out. I think that's part of the reason. Like, I wanted them to always just love me.
Right.
But, I mean, I knew they always would love me anyway. It didn't fucking matter. But I don't know. It was just something that was scary about it to me.
Right.
But anyway, the whole world knows. I don't give a fuck.
All in the past now. Yeah.
All in the past. You know what I saw the other day?
What?
You know how millennials are a thing? Gen
what
Z
do you mean? Oh, okay, yeah.
is like the new thing.
Right.
You know what's the newest thing? They're called Zillennials.
Oh.
Zillennials.
Haven't heard of that.
It's like a fucking mix of millennials and Gen Z, I guess. I don't know who comes up with these names, but it's fucking weird. Zillennials. Boomers. Like, I don't know. Anywho, they were just saying in the article basically that all these quote unquote Zillennials are basically addicted to their phones and social media and like don't socialize.
Right.
And how
have
that's
no social skills, like in-person social skills.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. But I saw that and I was like, that's interesting. The TikTok world.
Right.
The real world. Reels.
You know what? TikTok is so funny to me because I think about when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Which was long ago, but not that long ago. It depends on
Back
your
when
perception.
we had flip phones.
I just think about, you know, some of the videos I watch and I'm like, you know, I feel like if somebody in our, like at the time when we were in high school were doing stuff like that, they would just be bullied relentlessly.
I agree.
Don't you think?
I agree totally.
So it must be like, I wonder what's the vibe in a high school these days. Like, do people watch other people's TikToks and like, make fun of them? And like, is the bullying worse, or are Gen Z all about like anti-bullying? You know what I mean?
Can we have a Zillennial on the pod?
Yeah, we should.
And a Gen Z and just like question them, because I've
just like a random high school student.
Wow, fuck. Who do we know? I don't know a fucking Zillennial.
I could find some.
Well, yeah, you have kids.
Well, they're not going to come. They're too young.
That's true.
They're too young, yeah.
That is true.
6 and 2.
Yeah.
They
I mean, unless that is the cohort that's a Zillennial.
The thing is, I feel like I'll never have like a gauge of like what's really going on, because I feel like the private school world operates completely differently. And it's so small and they're so on top of like bullying and stuff like that like it's not a true representation of like high schools in America.
Yeah. Yeah. That is fair. Maybe we should go to high school.
Go to a high school?
For a day.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm just kidding. That
They would
sounds
never
weird.
want us to be there.
Why take our like cell phones with mics all day going around interviewing people?
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. But no, we're never going to do that.
No, I don't think it's
Sounds like a lot of work too.
No, I mean, okay, let's move on from this.
Zillennial topic.
Yeah. I can't.
You don't like Zillennials? That's rude. They're going to be our viewership.
No, I don't not like anybody. I'm just, I don't know. I have nothing to contribute.
Why?
I have
you
nothing
have
to
kids.
But I told you, it's totally different.
Is it?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, different world. For sure.
It's a crazy world though.
It really is. It really is. So I if anybody follows me on Instagram, you might know that for the past year, I've been obsessed with the air fryer.
Oh my God. I can't even with this conversation.
You have to.
It's like, I can't.
I feel very cleansed right now.
Because you got rid of it?
I got rid of it. I sold it. Some lady wanted to buy it.
Oh my God.
I sold it for like $20.
You should have just donated it at that point.
At that point, I should.
Oh my God.
But
You want to give the backstory to like why this is so frustrating to me?
So basically, I've convinced, I think now there's probably 5 people, including yourself, to buy an air fryer.
Yeah, Amar just got one too. He's like
Really?
obsessed with it.
Right? Very, very good. So we thought.
Well, I still think.
I mean, everything in moderation. Look, things in moderation ain't going to kill you, but I was overdoing it for the past year. You know what I found out about myself? I'm very obsessive in a sense of, I'm like my dad. I'm like a hoarder, but I'm not a real hoarder. But if I like something, I'll go fucking ham with it. I will buy, if I like a certain type of chip, I'll buy 10 bags of it.
You don't eat chips.
No, well, the healthy ones I do.
What's the healthy one?
They're made with avocado oil. Okay. I forget the name of the brand, but
Sun
at
chips?
home. No. So
those
you think
healthy?
Sun chips are healthy?
I mean, no, I don't really eat Sun chips, but I'm just saying they're marketed to be.
I don't even, can you get those here?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get those here.
Yeah, I've seen them at Which.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess Subway would have them too.
I never go to Subway here. Something about Subway in America is like different than Subway in Canada.
Canada?
I feel like the
agree.
quality is different.
It is. It is. You know what I've started doing, obviously with the whole air fryer topic? I have started to buy organic everything.
Like all organic food.
Yeah. Because when you look at the ingredients on the back of something, they literally shove everything in it. Like chemicals that they use in like bottled plastics.
Okay, so let's back up here for a second. Okay. Just here is what's happened. Chris bought this air fryer and was completely obsessed with it.
Literally obsessed.
Forced everyone in his life, myself included, to purchase an air fryer and become also reliant on it. Now, 6 months later, he is, rewinding and saying, you know what, guys, actually, I think this air fryer is putting poison into the organic food that we're buying and cooking into it. So I'm getting rid of it. And I feel like I should warn you that that's what I'm doing since I forced you to buy it. And now I'm like, am I going to get rid of it or not? I think I'm not going to.
I mean, I don't think you should either. I think I was just overusing it. You know how instructions come with everything?
Yeah.
I never read them.
Right.
And so a few people actually were like, you should probably read the instruction book for the air fryer. And of course I never did. Then I found out if you overeat the air fryer, which obviously I did multiple times, I've cooked multiple things for like half an hour, 40 minutes in a row.
Right.
If it gets too hot, certain things can leak out of the chemicals, unlike air fryer stuff because it's made of non-stick shit. Anywho, yeah, I definitely used and abused that thing and it wasn't good. So now it's gone.
But this is why I warn you about giving advice to people.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, but you pushing the air fryer so hard right now to like have a change of heart, which listen, is it that serious a thing? No, except for all of us who bought one. But anyway, it's not that serious, but that's honestly like exactly how I feel like about the mom world. I think that's like the number one thing that I've like learned from being in this like world of moms and mommy play groups and all that stuff is like rule 1, give no one advice. And well,
but why?
I mean,
what the fuck?
I don't know. For me, I just hate getting advice like in this area, and not because I'm not like open to suggestion or anything, but like it's always the people who like you don't want advice from that gives it to you. Oh, you know what I mean? It's always the people who like you don't want to emulate anything going on in their life. Like you're like, that is so not the life I want for me. That's not how I want my kid to live. That's not how I want to live. You don't look happy. Like, this is the whole thing. I'm like, stop. This is my advice, okay, to everybody. Stop taking advice from unhappy people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like those moms that are just like, keep drilling it. And you're like, to a point where like one day I'm just going to be like, yo, nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Right. Like, nobody wants their kid to be like your kid. Your kid sucks. And the worst thing is, I was telling my husband this, I don't even like give it a second thought. Like, if a kid's having a tantrum, like, I'm not even paying attention. I'm not judging the mom. Like, I'm so like busy like living my own life and thinking about my own stuff. But then if your kid is going to be a shithead and you're going to come start giving me advice, then I start to pay attention. I'm like, yo, is that your kid choking a toddler? Yeah. In the ball pit. And for real, that's happened. That's fucked. I've literally had someone like telling me like, you know, what a great mom they are while their kid is literally physically hurting another child.
That's fucked. Yeah. Oh my God. That's insane.
It's too much.
That is too much.
All these moms out here, like, I make my own nut butter. I like make my bread from scratch. I mean, like, it's good for you, but it's like nobody cares. Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Do you love me some nut butter?
Do you make your own nut butter
Absolutely
from scratch?
Not. That's
I feel like you would get on with some of these moms really well.
Can you bring me to one of the parties or get-togethers?
Oh my God.
I just need to experience what you're telling me and describe every day.
I will say this about the parties. I feel like people are going to be upset.
Why?
That I'm saying this.
Tell me.
I'm going to say it.
Let's hear it.
If you are... Listen, everybody has their own budget for parties. Yeah. No judgment. Like, do what makes sense. Mm-hmm. But if you are showing up to pick up your kid from school with like an Hermes bag, like $100,000 purse. Yeah. And, you know, just stuff like that. Which, first of all, like, spend your money, get your bag, like, no jealousy. Love it. But if that's what you're going to do and that's what you portray, and then you host your kid's birthday party in like the basement of a Boston Pizza, I'm kind of judging you. Oh my God. Like, you know, I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like you should want to do a little bit more for your kid. Like, these really, really mediocre birthday parties. Yeah. You know what I like? If you're living this fabulous life all year and like you're picking up your kid in a limo and all this stuff, it's like you can't throw your kid like a decent birthday party. Yeah. Yeah. Once a year. Jesus. That's horrible. Isn't it weird?
That's very strange.
I'm like judging it hard, actually. I'm like, what is going on?
Can you bring me to the next party?
Hopefully it's not in the basement of a Boston Pizza, but yes, I definitely can.
I mean, you've had a couple rough experiences from what you've told me so far with parties.
I can't even go into the detail of the level of like play date / birthday parties that have been mind blowing. Like, it could be a literal TV show.
Literally, what you tell me, yeah.
Like the prep school mom behind the scenes. Oh my God. It's too much. The things people say, the things people don't say is like even weirder. Like the people who won't talk to you, the whispers, like, oh, whatever. I can't.
I feel like it's like high school. Like, everybody has their own little clique. They all like chill with themselves and just don't talk to anybody else. Yeah. That's weird.
I've met a lot of nannies, probably more nannies than moms, since living here in Dallas. I wonder if that's a Dallas thing or a U.S. thing. Yeah. Like sending the nanny with your kid to the birthday party.
To the birthday party.
Because, like, I know people who have nannies. Yeah. I've had a nanny, but I wouldn't send her
to a birthday
party. I just imagine it would be so uncomfortable for her. Yeah. So uncomfortable for everyone. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Plus, wouldn't you want to get to know other parents?
Well, that's what I thought too. Like even with Nadia, when we first came here and I signed up for like Gymboree and dance and whatever.
Who's your daughter?
Yeah, Nadia, my daughter. Gymboree and dance and everything. I was like, it'll be a great way to like make mom friends here in Dallas. And it was all the nannies, which first of all, some of them are super cool. So fine. Yeah. But it's a different dynamic than Canada for sure.
Maybe it is a Dallas thing.
Right.
Seems pretentious.
I mean, I don't mind a little pretentiousness. Like I'm here for it, but there are some things that like just don't compute in my mind. Yeah. Like the kids in rags and the mom's wearing like a couture dress and I'm like, I can't. Yeah, it doesn't compute to me. Yeah. Like if anything, like I'll always for me make sure my kids like look better even than I do.
Oh my God, Cream looked fire the other day with his little shoes. Was it Burberry?
Burberry shoes.
So good.
He gets so excited when Chris picks him up from school.
I love picking him up.
In his convertible.
Yeah.
Or whatever, 2-door car.
Yeah, it's not a convertible.
Or whatever it is. What is it?
It's a coupe.
A coupe, yeah. Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah. It looks like it
could be. They do have a version of the car as a convertible.
Okay.
Maybe next car I'll get that.
Convertibles are really not safe.
Really? Why? Because the roof? Like yeah, that's true.
If you're in an accident or if you rolled, like you're done.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind, I don't want one.
Yeah, that's what I always tell Amar too, my brother. When
he's want one?
He was just saying like maybe when he moves to Miami, he would get one. I forget which one it was. He was showing me a picture, and I was like, it's just like I don't want to be like a mom about it. Yeah. But I'm like, it's just not safe. Like you can get a cool sports car that's not a convertible.
By the way, we've just finished recording an episode with Mackenzie, who's in Florida. God. She is absolutely amazing, and we are very excited for this episode.
Mackenzie from Teen Mom, she could not have been nicer.
I know.
She was like everything I could have wanted and more.
And more.
Yeah, in meeting her in real life and just so sweet.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to hang out with her when we go to Florida.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
She was glowing. I don't want to like spoil the episode.
Yeah.
But she looks like not pregnant glowing. Okay, don't twist it up. Don't twist it up. Just like looks like she's so happy. And despite what people who know me in my life believe, I genuinely am rooting for everybody.
I see it and know it. So
like I really am rooting for everybody. I want everybody to be happy. Like that's not the energy I feel that I get back.
Right.
From, people that like even just acquaintances and stuff. Yeah. Like I just feel like people just have this jealousy, not towards me, like just in general, but like, yeah, I'm part of human people that they hate. Just, I don't know, just not like good vibes.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And I'm like,
we are both very supportive people of everybody. We want everybody to succeed.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm just the person, and you too, who would go out of their way to send someone a congratulations, whether it's an engagement, whatever. Even if it's an acquaintance, like you don't have to be my best friend for me to like want the best for you. And yeah, I just, it's too bad, but yeah, I just don't feel like it's reciprocated.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's rough these days.
You were saying that you not having a falling out, but some of your friendships have drifted since you moved to Dallas.
Yeah, I think that's natural, though.
Right.
I mean, I moved countries, fuck.
Yeah, but not on your end.
No.
Like drifted from their end.
Yeah, but it's also like you're not seeing them as often as you would, or like chatting with them as often as you would. Also, adults are busy as fuck. Like I've learned as I get older, we're busy. It's hard to plan shit in your 30s. Like when I go back to Ottawa, I have this friend group. I call them the Gym Girls. You know them. And I think it's a miracle if we can plan like one get together on any one day at any one time. Like we're all just so busy. So it's very difficult to definitely plan and have everybody that you want there.
Yeah.
So it's hard to coordinate for sure.
Right. But what do you think? Not them per se. I always think it's nice to have friends in different cities, and there's the kind of friends you meet up with and catch up with and whatever, but like you're not necessarily in touch all through the year.
Yeah.
But what do you think about like just friendships like drifting and fading, or really outgrowing friendships?
This is, I mean, we both said this. I think, friends sometimes come in your life and are meant to stay, and others just come for a little bit. They don't stay for a while.
Right.
I forget the saying, but you know, people are in and out of your life all the time for certain reasons.
Right.
I've met certain people for certain things, and I think it's all happened for a reason.
Yeah, I think the thing is like they're here for a season for a reason.
Something like that.
Yeah. Along those lines.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, being more spiritual myself, I can't wait to have Matthew Stapley on the pod, by the way.
That'll be nice.
Being very spiritual myself, I literally think that everything is meant to happen for a reason. Every single person is on their own path in life, which could be predetermined, but there are multiple different paths that you could take depending on the things that you do in life and how you react to things. So yeah, I think everybody's, you know, obviously meant to have an impact in somebody's life in some way, shape, or form.
Even if it's negative.
Even if it's negative, because that will, you know, perhaps help the other person grow, or, you know,
Lesson learned.
Exactly. Lesson learned for sure. I've learned a lot of lessons in my life. I have friends that have learned a lot of lessons in their life going through negative things. Like, I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah. I believe that too, but I do feel like there's been this shift in the air of like humanity.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with all the negativity around us in the world these days, but I mean, I think the negativity has always been there. I think these days it's just more present because of social media and, you know, the crazy news media, you know, blowing things out of proportion.
Right.
And heightening all the stress in the world. But aside from that, I think there's a lot of positivity in the world. Like, I look at our podcast as, you know, a very peppy, like good vibe type of podcast to listen to. Like, we're putting these good vibes out in the world.